From the Washington Post, D.C. clears homeless encampment near Kennedy Center. D.C. gave residents a day's notice to remove their belongings. The clearing comes as the Trump administration has vowed to crack down on homeless encampments in the city. Members of D.C.'s Health and Human Services team began clearing an encampment Thursday morning on a grassy no man's land near the Kennedy Center after giving residents a day's notice to remove their belongings. The clearing comes as the Trump administration has vowed to crack down on homeless encampments in the district and threatened to fine or arrest individuals who refuse to be removed or replaced in shelters. It also follows President Donald Trump declaring an emergency in the nation's capital earlier this week and putting the city's police department under federal control. He sent federal law enforcement agents on patrols in D.C. and deployed the National Guard to the city. D.C. police data shows violent crime after a historic spike in 2023 is down. This is a terrible position for the Post to be taking, because even Democrats, all the talking heads, Joe Scarborough was talking to Mark Halperin today, and Joe Scarborough was talking about crime in D.C. and how the Democrats should not be getting behind this. He was mentioning how when Scarborough was in Congress in the 90s, the Republicans would say something, and then Bill Clinton would cut their legs out from under him by saying, I agree with them. And then he'd say, well, this is what I think we should do. And then, of course, Clinton would fight with the Republicans the entire time. So it wouldn't be like Clinton was giving Republicans what they wanted. But he cut the wind out of all of their arguments by saying, oh, I agree with them. They're right about that. I agree with them. Bill Clinton was an absolute master at rhetoric, and he was a master at taking the wind out of the sails of his political opponents. And it worked great. So the Republicans had to respond. But like we were saying earlier, there are so many people now in the Democrat Party that look at Donald Trump and think their job is to do whatever Donald Trump doesn't want them to do. Yes. That's why they've come down on the wrong side of so many 80-20 issues. The Post goes on. The Post goes on, by 8 a.m. Thursday at the encampment, 3 people had already packed their belongings and scattered. 6 more were busy wiping down their tents and folding tarps to meet at 10 a.m. deadline set by the district. Several residents say they had been at the encampment for months. It's a longer walk than it looks across the bridge to Virginia, said David Beatty, 67, who has lived in the camp for 8 months. If I can get my stuff in storage, I'll do what I usually do. I have a broom and a dustpan, and I walk around sweeping up. The district usually posts notices for clearings 14 days in advance, and the site has not been on the district list for clearings. Rebecca Dooley, a spokesperson for the deputy mayor for Health and Human Services, said the encampment's proximity to the highway qualified it for expedited removal, which requires only 24 hours notice. Why is there any notice required? If you should not be allowed.
Decent human being, I guess. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there.
Look, they're homeless people, and it's not like they're just like hanging out. They've literally built essentially homes.
Yes,
right. They've got tents, they've got tarps. If they shouldn't be
gas grills, they got everything. Bro.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a flat screen.
They're dangerous, possibly.
Sure,
dude, you know. But like,
I've seen a bunch of homeless campers, but never had it.
They shouldn't be given. There shouldn't be any kind of required time for them to notice given to them. Just go and tell them they have to leave because they're loitering. They're trespassing.
Yeah, I mean,
it is true.
And like what I was saying earlier in the article, where like for whatever reason you're speculating why the left is pushing back on this, it's actually kind of, I think it's clear, is because the entire purpose of like modern left-wing political thought is to demoralize patriots. And what is more demoralizing than walking around your nation's capital and there's like, I mean, it looks like Bonnaroo. I mean, it's like a total disaster. So what's the most empowering thing you could do for a patriot is clean up his capital city, get the riffraff out, get the homeless out, make it really pretty. Trump wants to reinvigorate our federal architecture. He's swapped out the official architecture style of our federal buildings. And so it's like, this is actually a huge threat to the left, is that Trump wants to empower patriots and actually make you feel good about your country and your capital again. So it's like, they actually can't concede this point. They can't let D.C. become a beautiful place that'll bring too much pride to the American heart.
And that's why they're making it about race now. DC has a lot of now they've been making it about race, but that's what they're pushing. You know, they're not pushing, oh, Trump is trying to change things to make America so beautiful again and safe again. He's doing this because it's a black mayor. A black woman intimidates Donald Trump. He's doing this because it's a lot of black people that live in D.C. and he's just trying to get in their way. He don't like black people. That's why he's doing this. That is literally their argument right now. Mm-hmm. About him keeping D.C. safe, Washington, D.C. safe. They have made that about him attacking black people.
Yeah.
That is not an attack on black people at all.
Do you think that's selling, though?
Huh?
Do you think that people are buying what they're selling?
People who, okay, you have people who just hate Trump, so they're going to believe anything that they say about Trump.
White people.
Yeah, white people. And there are some black people, too, who believe everything that the Democrats tell them. You know, you have a group of those. But there are a lot of boomer blacks who are happy about this. They're like, yes, because I'm tired of going to Walgreens and it's getting robbed when I'm trying to go pick up my medication. You know, I want to be able to walk to the bus station or take the bus without somebody on the bus
when you go
with a gun and threatening to rob people.
When you go into high crime areas and they poll the people in the high crime areas, all the time they're like, yes, we want more police. The people that want to defund the police, the people that don't want more police, they're always wealthy people that don't live in the high crime area.
Exactly.
Almost all the time. So this isn't unpopular with the people that it's affecting.
Yes.
It's extremely popular with the people that it's affecting because those people are the ones that have to live with the crime. They have to live with the vagrants. They have to live with the homeless people in the area. They have to live with, and homeless people do crazy stuff because there's the Venn diagram of homeless people, mentally ill people, and drug users is almost a circle, right? Like homeless people and mental illness go hand in hand. Homeless people and drug use go hand in hand. There is a reason why they're homeless, and very rarely is it chronic homelessness. Not that there aren't people that fall on hard times, but chronic homelessness is almost always mental illness and drug use. Those two things are hand in hand. So people that live in these areas, they don't want to open up their door like our guest last night, Adam, was saying. You know, you open up your door and there's a homeless guy sitting on your stoop. Like, nobody wants that.
Don't nobody want that. People want to live in clean and safe environments. That's what most people want. The people who don't care about that, they are dirty and disgusting, and they just don't care about nothing at all, evidently. You know, they don't care about their surroundings. They don't care about their community. They don't care about safety. They don't care about their community being clean. They're just living a life, committing crimes and partying and smoking and drinking, and they don't give a damn. Okay. Seriously.
Well, it totally tracks. Like, when you see people that advocate really heavily for like the homeless, or they're like really concerned about mental health issues, or they're really upset about ICE raids, they're typically really dysgenic looking. And it's because a dysgenic soul will like present itself, it manifests itself physically, and it's also manifesting itself in their politics. They're voting for the most dysgenic, disgusting policies. It's a war on beauty. And when you see stuff like homeless people sitting next to these beautiful monuments that were built hundreds of years ago, that's just a FU to beauty. That's all that's happening here.
Yeah.
They just hate things that are beautiful. That's why they want to destroy children. That's why they want to take beautiful young men and women and transition them and load them up with drugs and cut them up. It's a war on beauty, fundamentally.
Yeah. It's the same argument as the left in these offals saying that black folks or people of color can't get IDs to vote. Like, nobody has IDs. They can't get IDs. They don't know how to use computers, for God's sake.
Terrence, you got ID, right?
Kathy Hochul? Do you know how to use it?
What is that?
It's the exact same thing. And then when you talk to the people in the town, you talk to people on the streets, of course I have an ID. Of course I
say this all the time. Let me tell you.
Same thing.
In the black, I'm telling you right now, if that is the truth, if somebody is lying, or maybe these liquor stores are not checking IDs, because a lot of places where I grew up, there was a liquor store on every street, and a lot of black people were in them liquor stores buying liquor. Okay? Now, you mean to tell me that these people can't get an ID, but they in a club every weekend? Yeah. They in a club turking the sexy red.
They have a car, they're driving.
They paid to go see Cardi B at the club, but they ain't got no ID.
Yeah.
When they check the ID at the door. And then, hold on, some people don't have an ID, so they're using a fake ID, so they still know how to get some type of ID.
Yeah, right.
Even if it's fake, they still got an ID.
They still got an ID.
I found that people on the lower end of the income scale are the best at exploiting like government programs, like masterful. Like, I've had a few jobs where you interact with a lot of people that just scam for a living, and it's like when they explain to me the procedures and protocols of how they like hack these government systems, I'm like, I couldn't ever occur. Like, you're a genius in the realm of scamming. Yeah. It's like, how do we funnel these scammers into like intelligence? This is the year. This is the year 2025. We are not living in BC times. Okay, if you want something, you can just. It may not be easy, but you can get it. Now, especially an ID, you can just go, you can get a state ID if you can't drive. You can go get an ID you can go to the library and get an ID, okay? But we are living in the greatest country in the world. If you want something, you can get it. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Nothing in life is easy. But black people can achieve anything, but the Democrats don't want them to believe that because they need them. They need them for their votes, and they don't want them. We need you, so we're gonna tell you that you can't get this unless you vote for me.
That's what I mean.
You can't do this unless you vote for me. And also, I'm gonna tell you something you can do, but this is something you can do, but I'm gonna tell you can't do it. You don't know how to go get an ID. Do you understand me? You don't know how to. So, you don't know how to, okay? So we running on that. So you don't need an ID to vote. Don't get one because we want to run on you don't know how to get one.
That's what I'm saying.
It's so stupid.
They're telling that with the whole ID thing, they can't get IDs. They're also telling the local residents who live in the city, who live in the area, that they're safe. There's no crime going on there. But when you speak to the local folks, there's mad interviews going on right now. You see people on the street. How do you feel about this? And like, yo, I love this Trump coming in. I love that they're bringing in these people to crack down on the streets.
Because you know
this young girl got shot the other day. This young man got shot the other day on my street. Like, we want this. This is good for us.
Because a lot of those people have lost their grandchildren and children to gun violence.
Yes. It's a whole 30-year lie. It's bull.
Caused by gang violence and drug dealing in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, this comes back to why people want police, why people that are affected by crime want police in their neighborhoods.
Even criminals need the police because I tell you right now, if Lil Pookie's homie gets shot, Lil Pookie gonna call the police 911. My homie just got shot. Can somebody come right now? We need the ambulance. Somebody get some help. My homie just got shot. Get some help in this motherfucker. They even call the police. Hello? Can y'all come get this? He ain't pay his child support. Okay? And black the people that scream defund, they do need the police at some point, I'm just saying,
the local residents aren't saying defund. It's the uppity.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, you were saying Tate.
No, he stole my line verbatim.
Oh yeah, Pookie getting down.
The baby mama line.
I saved you from some trouble.
It's true. I appreciate that. You're looking out for me.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.